All right. It's time to get started. You're here for relationship advice. I will give you relationship advice. But what are my credentials? My credentials? I'm a married man. There you go. I'm in a relationship. Much more than that. When middle school, junior high, that time, yes, extremely socially awkward and never really got any. Was a virgin then. Wow. There's a story about when I was 9, but we don't want to talk about that. But after high school, around that time, things started happening. I started noticing things. So I can definitely relate to those that would be called incels. Okay, they may call themselves incels. I could definitely relate to them. But I also see how it's much easier than what they think. And I know they'll say I'm wrong. And here I'm going to talk about it here today. Okay? All right. Now, let me put something out here. We're going to get crazy here. Okay? We're going to say some wild, crazy things framed as advice. Understand this advice that I'm presenting here are really options that you could consider. Some options are just ridiculous and absurd, like, for example, literally interpreting seize the day or the just do it attitude. You know, the Nike just do it attitude. Interpreting that to literally mean tackling a woman and proceeding to, bang her and stuff like that. That would be wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a good idea. That was a pretty high certainty to land you in jail and a whole world of hurt. I say high degree because I guess there might be a slight chance that it might be whatever the woman's into, but I doubt it. I don't think that would be a fetish. Look, what I'm saying here is the advice I'm giving you are pretty much options that you can consider. You should consider, is the risk worth the reward, or maybe we should phrase it, is the reward worth the risk? Is the reward worth the risk? Well, we'll see. Now, let's talk about, then we got that disclosure stuff out of the way. Let's get into this here. So pretty much tonight I'm talking about people who have a dry spell. How to overcome the dry spell. How to change that, right? Go from dry to wet. Well, it's actually easier than you think. Now, I understand this, gentlemen. I am not talking to the to those that are like incels or virgins, and they don't care. They're not lusting after women. They're not chasing after women. In fact, they don't even care about that. You know what? I'm not talking about them. They actually already won the game. They won the game by realizing the game is insane. And playing it makes you insane. You're not insane. You guys are rational people. You think about how men will bend over backwards for women. They will chase women. They'll lust women. They'll do all sorts of crazy things just to spend time with a woman, just to win the affection of a woman. You know, they'll risk their life. They'll spend money. They'll spend time. They'll waste their time. They'll turn on their friends even. The bros, man. For a woman. And what do they get, really? 5-10 minutes of pleasure, and then the rest of the experience is hearing a woman nag and complain, and you have to feed them, you have to buy them things. It's expensive. So those that are incels, or maybe they're virgins and they don't care, you realize the game is not worth playing. But here's the thing. We're hardwired to play this game. And we know it's absurd. We know it doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, it does make sense, but we know it's insane, but we do it anyway. So here we are. So I'm going to set them aside. Okay, the incels that don't care. Tonight, I'm talking about the incels that do care, that cry and mope and be like, oh, why can't I get laid? Why don't women love me or like me or spend time? I'm talking to them. I'm also talking to married men who can't even get anything from their wives. That is super sad. That is like crazy sad. That doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Having a girlfriend and then having a fiance and then having a wife and then still having a dry spell. Like in those situations, the problem is very easy to solve. Just go in there and literally just seize the moment. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. Hey Zod, how's it going? AW Pizdits, how's it going? You like the new studio? It's temporary, but thank you. It doesn't have the crazy posters, and I'm not going to hang those crazy posters here. It's not going to happen. All right. I guess let me take care of the easy stuff first. Let's talk about men that are married. They're married men, and they have a dry spell. What do? Well, they're with their wife. I'm assuming their wife still loves them because they're still married. There's still something there. If you have a dry, dude, let me tell you something. If you haven't gotten laid in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you're married, problem is you. You could say the problem's her. I mean, she's not showing me signs. Eventually, you're just going to have to go into that room and seize the moment. And in this way, I do mean literally. Seize the moment. Carpe diem. Just do it. Nike. All that stuff. And I'm telling you, your wife will love it. I'm telling you, that's what your wife wants. Because it's been that long, she is wanting a hard, rough fuck. And if you don't give it to her, she's going to find someone else that will. Okay? And then she's going to lie to you because she doesn't want you to know because it could disrupt things or whatever. And it just creates a huge problem. So if you don't do it, she's going to find it somewhere else. So you just go in there and you seize the moment. Don't get in your head about what if she doesn't, what if she's not in the mood. You get her in the mood. I mean, once I get her in the mood, you can wine her, dine her, take her on a date. Buy her something. Just give her attention. Do something. Okay? Be like, oh, well, she doesn't give me attention. She's kind of a B. I don't like the way she does this or that or whatever. Newsflash. Like, I don't think there's a wife or husband that likes everything their partner does. In fact, I can tell you, none of them. There's not a single married couple that likes 100% of everything that the other person does. That does not exist. There's not perfect matches. Okay, they're not puzzle pieces are put together. That's all like symbolic little things that the ladies like, and the guys give it to the ladies because they know they like them, and then they get blowjobs afterwards. That stuff doesn't exist. You have to learn that, yeah, you're going to have your arguments about whatever it is, financing, bills, work, maybe religion, child rearing, things like that. But eventually you're going to have to get over that and fuck. You're going to have to get over that and have some nice one-on-one time. Otherwise, you're going to have that dry spell, but your wife will get wet for somebody else. That's what's going to happen. You're like, Mr. Deadman, are you projecting there? I mean, do you want that to happen to you? It's reality. It's what will happen. And no, it's not happening to me. You seize the moment, you just go in there and take it. You go in there, you just do it. Bam. Now, okay, if you are engaged to a woman, okay, your fiance, you're in that situation. It's very similar to the married moment, the married situation. Very, very similar to that. Because there's a level of commitment there. Obviously, y'all loved each other. I'll say you love each other. And she wants to marry you. Okay. Assuming she hasn't turned hoe yet or done anything devious behind your back, you could still give her what she wants to receive from you, which is what she sees in you, and plus the D. You got to give her the D, okay? And if you don't do that, your dry spell is going to be what ruins everything. Ruins everything. So in those moments, just like if you were married, you just have to go in there and just seize control. Just grab a hold of that cake. Just go in there and slap her on the ass. Just do that. Just go. Just if your fiance's in the kitchen, just cooking something. Just go in there, and slap her on the ass. But what if this? Get out of your headspace and just do it. You're overthinking it. But what if she says she doesn't consent or whatever? What are you talking about? You guys are in a relationship. You telling me the person you're about to marry is not down to fuck with you at any moment? What are you talking about? That sounds insane to me. It doesn't make any sense. You don't make any sense if you think like that. Anyway, so those are the easy scenarios. People that are engaged, people who are married, there's no excuse for a dry spell, really. I know things happen. And, there's one. This is the one excuse. When people get busy, legitly busy, they get caught up in their own stuff. But just keep in mind, if you use that as an excuse, and I understand, brother. Understand, you have needs, she has needs, we're human. And the longer that happens, the more likely something else could happen. I think you know what I mean. Mr. Great Man, is this why you're in a new room? That's right. Drunken Surfer knows about relationships with a man, I think. I don't know. That's all stuff. Just seize the moment, guys. So now we're going to get into people that are like dating. We'll do that, and then we'll get into the people that are like, looking for a date. Looking for a woman and where to find them and what to do with that. I'm going to give you perfect advice that's going to help you. You will 100% get laid. You will 100% get rid of your dry spell. It is super easy to do. Okay. If you're dating and you have a dry spell, it's very similar to if you're married or your fiance. It's like, that doesn't make any sense to me. What are you? Honestly, dude, if you're dating and you have a dry spell, you're not dating. It's just like that. Okay. It doesn't make any. You can't have a girlfriend and be in a dry spell. It doesn't make any sense. She's banging somebody else. Okay, that's what's happened there. So we're just gonna forget that one. That doesn't mean that's just dumb. That's just dumb. If you know a bro who is dating this chick and he's like, man, she's not. We haven't done anything in like a week. Be like, oh, dude, she's done something in a week. In fact, she bangs every day. Because it would be dumb not to for her. All right. So let's get into this. Man, all right. I will say it does seem like it is a bit harder out there to find a woman. Okay? I will give you that. If you are a virgin, still looking for love, or if you're an incel and it's been a while and you're moping, crying, and complaining about your dry spell, I understand it seems like it's rough out there to find someone. But at the same time, it's not all too different from what I went through. I mean, I'm an old fossil, but when I was dating and stuff, there's plenty of fish and other websites and stuff, and there was online things, and so I used those apps. I used those sites. I met people in real life. I did all that stuff. So, when I hear incels complain, when I hear other YouTubers or channels complain that it's hard for men to find women and stuff, it's like, is it? Is it? It might be harder, but it's not impossible. First off, let's get something on the way. If you're looking for a woman to have some fun with, go ahead and get the Instagram self-absorbed wannabe e-thoughts girls out of the option. Don't even pursue them. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that are like they're streaming all the time, or they're obsessed with like taking pictures for their Instagram or internet whatever it is they're using. They are in love with themselves, and they're in love with what they think is their fan base. They're in love with this idea of becoming famous. They're not in love with anyone else. They're not going to be, if they do mingle with you, it's to better their interest, which means at any time, if it profits them, they could throw you under the bus with some sort of allegation, some sort of claim, and feed you to her little internet following that she has, and there you go. So just go ahead and just eliminate them from your option, okay? Don't even do that. I mean, they probably wouldn't even say yes if you approached them. They probably would be hard to approach because they're all self-absorbed, but get rid of them. Okay. That also means you can't pick up chicks at a gym. If you're single and you're wanting to mingle, you can't go to the gym and pick up chicks there. It is very hard to do that. Those chicks are there to work out. The chicks are dressed up for attention. You know what they're looking for. Some of them want you to look. Some of them want you to look so they can be like, oh my God, he's looking at me. Like, that is a whole trap, a whole dangerous thing. It is insane out there. Do not approach them, because that would be the previous group I was talking about. Okay? That is a dangerous trap. The only way dating someone at a gym could work is if you knew them outside, you already had some sort of rapport, and y'all cross paths. That's the only way. You can't cold turkey that thing. You can't just do a cold. You can't do that. I mean, the chances are very, very slim. But let's say you're like, Mr. Deadman, I just want to seize today. I want to carpe diem this stuff. I want to just do it. Okay. All right. If you want to try, you try, man. Here's what I would say. Here's my advice. Remember, it's just an option. You can consider it and not consider it. You, as they're working out on the treadmill, okay, they're running, okay, you just go right up to them and you slap them right on the ass. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That one you will land in jail for sure. That would be don't do that. Don't do that. The only way I could see it could work is you. Oh man, I honestly don't like. You would have to. Just avoid that, guys. If you want real advice on that one, just avoid that. Just avoid that. And unless you find a chick that's into like playing or I was like, oh man, maybe she could do. Maybe she's competitive. Maybe you find a girl there that's competitive, and y'all get into some sort of thing, exchange whatever brief, and make it like, okay, this is how you can do it. You know this girl, okay, and she's working out. And that's impressive time. I was like, yeah. Now, if she ignores you, well, it's probably a sign. You can go again and see what happens. If she ignores you after that, well, yeah, it's definitely a sign. You got to learn to read the room, okay? But you'd be like, yeah, man, that's impressive. That's impressive. And definitely say man. Don't say girl, okay? You need more. These ladies, you want to treat them like they're dudes, okay? Don't give them special treatment, okay? Even when you're dating them, okay? It's like, hey, dude, what's up? Okay, don't give them special treatment. That just do that. But yeah, man, that's impressive time. So she noticed, so she responds receptively to that. You add to that, be like, man, I wonder if you could beat my score, or I wonder if I could beat that. And when you do, you plan this. There's a machine next to her that's open. Okay, so you get on that and you struggle for a little bit, make it seem like you can't do it. So it seems like it's a competition. Oh, you make it competitive. So there's like this back and forth, and that could create a moment, a situation that could help you. That could help you connect with this girl, and maybe eventually down the. I don't see it doing anything that day. If you did this, it's not going to be like, oh, you're going to bang that day, that night. That you are planting the seeds for something. Now, you are planting the seeds of something that could be a fuck buddy. You're planting the seeds of something that could be a long-term relationship. We have no idea yet. But it's probably not going to be a hit it and quit it because you go to the same gym. Now, let's be honest, guys. You guys probably don't work out. I don't work out. You guys don't work out. So don't worry about the gym thing. Let's just throw that away. It doesn't matter. If you really want to find, well, if you want to get over your dry spell, you got to meet these ladies. You got to go where they are. So where do you think you could find them? Okay. I mean, you could go on dating apps, right? I mean, you could do that. Create a profile. Don't put your real height. Whatever you do, if you are beneath 6, do not put your real height. Be like, oh, that's lying. These ladies lie all the freaking time. What is makeup but a massive lie? Ladies wear makeup to lie to you about what they really look like, okay? All right? You know what I'm talking about. Like, when you see them out and they're all made up, look great. But then you see what it looks like afterwards, like, ooh, man, I was another creature. Wow, dang. What happened there? The cities. They're playing the game like that. They're using little things to make themselves look better. They're embellishing. Okay, they're embellishing the truth. And remember, it's not a lie if you believe it. So if you believe you are 6'1", 6'2", you put 6'2". You show up on the date, she's be like, oh, you're short. What, are you going to turn around and be like, yeah, and you're fat? I mean, because she's going to be lying about her weight. She's be lying about that. So you lie about that. We're talking about dating apps, guys. Those profiles are all lies. So that's how you would do a dating app. And you definitely want to use a decent photo, whatever. You know. Now, if you want to find them, let's say you don't want to use a dating app. Let's say, you know what, I don't want to use that stuff. It's like, okay. But if you're using an app, you're definitely going to run into someone. There is no way, if you use one of those apps, that you would have a dry spell for a year. There's no way. There's no way. If you actively use one of those apps and you do what I said, you would not have a dry spell for a year. That is impossible. The only way would be you lying to me about what you're doing with your time. Okay, but let's say you want to see someone in person, meet someone in person. But you're like, man, I'm ugly, I'm hideous, which I understand, but I am too. And I mean, I've got my share. Okay, it's not that hard, not that complicated. The most important thing is confidence. The most important thing is freaking confidence, man. You can dress yourself up, wear a suit, wear a nice shirt and all that stuff. Sure, that's fine. But if you are still very timid, very meek, don't really present yourself as very confident, you're probably not going to find any success. There are some women that do like meek men, but it's for something else. And those women would be very, they might be in positions of power and like to dominate men. That thing and that dynamic, if you run into one of them, you would be looking at, yeah, sure, getting laid, but you'd pretty much become a gimp, which might be good for you. You might want to do that. So let's say you want to become a gimp. How do you do that? Well, you're going to have to look for a dominatrix, okay? Now, you're going to have to look for some strong women. You're going to have to go to certain clubs, certain areas, certain places. This one's going to require some online searching as well, okay? That would end your dry spell, okay? Now, it might be faster and easier for you just to buy a hooker, for like an hour of time. Not even an hour. It could just be like 15 minutes. Okay. That's like, what, $20, $50? I have no idea. But there's all sorts of websites. I'm sure if you Google hooker in whatever city you're in, I'm sure you'll find something. You don't have to do that. You could literally just go down to, live in like Seattle or Los Angeles or Houston or whatever. Just go to the roads. You know what I'm talking about. Just go to the roads and you see them walking up and down. Okay. I mean, they have their ass hanging out and stuff like that. Shit, man. They are looking. They're looking for money. You can even hag them down for what they would normally go for. It'd be like, this much for this much for that. Like, oh man. Well, I only have this. I only have that. Sorry. But they want that money. So they'll probably say yes anyway. So very easy. And you won't have a dry spell. I mean, there you go. Problem solved. But you're like, well, I don't want to spend the money. Well, okay. Well, the other thing you could possibly do is this one is going to get a little weird and a little greasy. You could go into an old folks home. You could do, there's multiple scenarios here. Okay. You can go volunteer at one, work at one, and hit on those old ladies. They're looking for a good time. They will definitely end your dry spell. 100%. They'd be excited. They're looking for it. Okay. They want it. And they won't even remember what happened. So even if they would regret it or not like it or whatever, they don't even remember. It's great. Tell us how to steal other men and lesbians, women. Tell us how to steal other men and lesbians, women. I don't know how to steal other men. I don't care about that. Steal lesbians, women? Lesbian women. It depends on who you find. Which. Ooh. Okay. You can't be. Well, maybe you can be direct. Maybe you can be. Like, hold on. I'm thinking of some scenarios here. Thinking some experiences. Okay, so if they are bi, then there is a chance. But it's definitely going to be a one-time thing. And you know it, she knows it, whatever. Now, if you run into a lesbian and it's like on their sleeve, like if they put it out there that they're a lesbian, whatever, all the time, then you probably don't have a chance. However, even if they do that, and let's say you form a friendship with them and you have to have a platonic friendship. In a platonic friendship, y'all do a lot of things. Y'all spend a lot of time together. Even in those situations, there is a chance. There is a definite chance that all that mingling you've been doing, playing tennis or whatever, riding motorcycles or whatever, could eventually lead to something else. For that to happen, you would have to make some decisions about where to go. To kind of like increase the chances of alcohol being involved, maybe some recreational drugs. And I mean, shit, if y'all went on a camping trip and dropped some acid, fuck, she might be she might say she's a lesbian. She's probably not a lesbian in that moment. I guarantee you. I tell you what. That's another thing you do. You could, while you're having your platonic friendship, put some roofies in her drink, and don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, if you wanted to do like ecstasy, let's say you want to have like an ecstasy moment, or mushrooms, or maybe you're smoking weed together or whatever. In those party scenes, those party moments, when you're under the influence of various chemicals, it's kind of like an anything goes sort of thing. In those moments, you gotta read the room carefully, but also just enjoy the vibe. Understand that it's just happening. Okay? It's just happening. Now, let me just say, prefaces. In those moments, before any of that happens, you want to make sure you either know that person really well and you have a good friendship with them. Even afterwards, after that party, y'all connect and y'all talk about what happened or whatever. Or another way, probably a better way to go about it, to protect yourself, is to not even know the person, lie about your identity, wear a mask at all times, disguise how you look, maybe go blackface, so they don't even know who you really are. That way they can't say you did anything while you were both drunk or high on weed or tripping on ecstasy, because like she doesn't even know it was you. To make this work, man, that'd be so convoluted. It'd just be easier to buy a hooker. Okay, I was just thinking about that because the thing you run into now that makes the dating thing and hookup so dangerous is, while there are a lot of very open women, and you see it, the hookups have increased. Hookup culture is crazy, right? But at the same time, there's women that regret it. And that regret becomes something else for them, which is like, they get tripped up on the word. The R word that they're really thinking of is regret, but the other R word they put out is, about you, and they target you. It's like, okay, well, that's not what you said that night. Jeez. Would you date a detransitioner? I'm going to have to pass. I'm going to have to pass. If they, first off, I'm a married man, but if I wasn't, I would not do that. I do not want to play with a cut up, mutilated penis. I don't even want to play with a penis other than my own. Okay? However, if for some reason there was some sex party, and in the sex party there was a tranny there that had their surgery down there, like they still had the dick down there, and it was like a sex orgy, would I still participate in a sex orgy? Yeah. Maybe. I just put a cover over my ass. Just joking. Almost most women are of models. What? All right. Some other places where you can go to meet women, because that's the biggest problem, guys. It's hard to meet women. It's hard to find them, right? You could, like I said, hire a hooker. You could literally seize the moment every time you see a woman walk by. Let me ask you something. When you're walking at a park, or maybe you're walking on the sidewalk or whatever, and you see a woman, do you say hi? Do you say hi? You say, hey, what's up? I do that like all the time. It's almost automatic. It's that same voice and, hey, what's up? I do that all the freaking time. It's almost like instinct at this point. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And that's some interesting results. You got to think about it from the receptive end. If someone walks up to you, let's say crossing paths, someone say, hey, what's up? Do you receive that friendly? Do you return? Oh, hey, man. I mean, I do. I mean, what about you? Maybe you don't. But what I'm saying is, some people do. And so even with women, it's going to be the same. Though they might be less likely to return that sort of response because of reasons, because they might feel threatened or in danger, whatever. You just come off confident, you come off friendly, you come off relaxed, okay? Like, chill. You want to be chill, man. And even in this, I mean, I could think of situations where, like, dude, like, I literally just walked up to a stranger. True talk. There was a time I literally walked up to a stranger. I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, you want to fuck? I don't know her name. I don't even remember how old she was. I promise you she was an adult. No, it was like at a park or something. Actually. But what I'm saying is, you can have those moments. You got to say hi. You got to say what's up. You got to talk to people. You got to talk to people. Okay? If you don't initiate that greeting, like, it's never going to happen. If you want to meet someone in the flesh in, like, real life, if that's the way you want to do it, like, if you don't initiate a conversation, it's just never going to freaking happen. Sure, maybe on the sidewalk, that's hard to do. Because you guys are walking, you know? She has someplace to go, you have someplace to go, whatever. But let's say you go to a bar, go to a club, you go to a public venue, whatever, and you don't say hi to people. You don't say, hey, what's up? No, not just everybody, not just anybody. You kind of have to read the room. You got to see who, you know? Like, then you're not going to have any chance. But what if she has a boyfriend? Well, then you're going to find out, aren't you? And even if she has a boyfriend, that doesn't mean you still don't have a chance to end your dry spell. Look, man, I'm a married man, right? If someone hit on my wife and my wife returned that and cheated on me, am I going to go beat up that man? No. I go beat up that man, I land in jail. And in that time, when I'm behind bars, what can I do to navigate that situation financially for me and my kids? Not much. Not anything, really. So it would be better for me to not kick his ass. It would be better for me to be like, well, okay, you want to do that? She is yours now. She is yours, and then you just take care of some things that you need to take care of for yourself financially, legally, and all that. What I'm saying is, it's not guaranteed that guy's going to try to kick your ass. He may, sure. But even if he tries to kick your ass, he's the one who loses that fight because he's fighting for a whore of a girl that he's in a relationship with. Okay. All right. So just keep that in mind. This is, of course, assuming that you hit on a woman that's in a relationship and it was successful, and she got caught and all that stuff. Now, if you're just at a bar and you say, "Hey, what's up?" to some lady, and the guy's like, "Hey, that's my girl," and you're like, "I don't give a fuck." Right in front of him, you're like, "What's up, baby? You like Italian sausage?" You know, something like that. Yeah, you're asking to get your ass kicked. You were asking for a lot. Now, in that scenario, yeah, it could definitely go crazy. It could. You just got to learn to read the room. You know, you can have that just do it attitude, that I give no F's attitude, and that's great. Have that. Be a conqueror, be a conquistador, man. But you got to know when to do it. All right. You want another prime spot of where to go if you're single and you're looking for a girl. Well, there's always high school. There's always high school. Now, I mean like days and you got to make sure that they're 18. In that scenario, you remember what I said in the beginning, is the reward worth the risk, okay? Or is the risk worth the reward? I mean, you could do it. You could do whatever you want, brother. You could do whatever you freaking want. You just got to deal with the consequences. So if that's what you want to do, if you're like, man, I really want to find a girl, well, I'm just going to sit out near a high school and probably be on maybe some app or whatever, and you find one. I don't know what you would have to do. Or maybe just you literally went out there for like someone who sneaks out of school, or maybe when they get picked up or something. Whatever you're doing, it's lazy, it's slimy, it's greasy, and probably illegal. If you don't card them, you got to card them. You got to card them. Understand this. I am not advising anyone to do anything illegal. I am saying ask for ID. Understand, if you do that, if you try to use a high school or even a junior college, like a community college, to pick up chicks, ask for ID, gentlemen. If they say they're 18, they're probably not. You gotta see that ID. Now, I mean, how? You know, you go to a store and you buy some alcohol, right? And they ask for your ID. They know you're fucking 40, right? They see it. So then they stop asking because they could just see it. If you get a good feel that she is telling the truth, you could try to, you could risk it. Understand the game you're playing. And you have to once again ask yourself, is the reward worth the risk? Because we're talking about, what, 5-10 minutes of play of pussy, and then the rest of it you're dealing with drama, you're dealing with bullshit, you're dealing with a girl that wants you to pay for stuff, you're dealing with stupid conversations you don't want to deal with, you're dealing with pretending you like this and that, or listening about this and that, listening to Taylor Swift. You're dealing with a bunch of nonsense. Ask for ID. You know what? Actually, Sean, it should be ID for ass. Or ask for ID. You know what? Ask for ID. I like that. Ask. That could be a t-shirt. Yeah. Something about ask for ID. Man. If anything, these girls need to have like chips in them. You know, that way you can just scan and know. Okay, yeah, she's 18. Now, if you do that, okay, if that's where you want to go to pick up a chick, you are 100% going to be successful, okay? Not only finding someone to fuck, because we're talking about the type of girl that would sneak out of school or look for someone for a ride, because you would be that person. You would be that person that would give them the ride. You'd be that person that would be the gateway from what they can do as high school, and then what they could do, like, you know, I'm not saying you get them alcohol or anything. That's illegal, brother, but I'm just saying they're going to see you like that, okay? So you're going to, it's kind of like Dazed and Confused, okay? That movie, Dazed and Confused. All right. If you ever seen that movie with Matthew McConaughey, it's a lot like that. Now, you probably don't care. I mean, the girls that would do that sort of thing, they might be a little damaged, right? But they may not actually be as damaged as you might think. They might know, they might have some experience, but they're just actually okay. Okay, if you are an incel and you're looking for a virgin, let's say you are looking for a virgin, right? And you're like, man, I can't find one anywhere. This option might actually be good for you, okay? Because the chances are higher that you're gonna find one there. I mean, they may have some experience, like I was saying before, of doing other things fooling around, but probability-wise, much, much higher. Well, once again, the risk is very crazy, and it's very, brother, it's best not you do this. Don't do that. Just, the lowest you should probably go is maybe community college, okay? You know, you do you on that one. Let's see other places you can go. You could go, man, you can go anywhere. Honestly, you could pretty much go anywhere. You just have to be confident and be in the moment. You can go to a trailer park. You can literally go to a trailer park and wait for the, it's usually like the skinny woman. She has like a bunch of like marks on her face from meth and stuff. She might be kind of twerking weird, kind of moving weird because she's probably tripping. She's gonna need some money. She's gonna need some money, so you can be like, "Oh, that's kind of like a hooker." It is, but it's gonna be cheaper, but it's also not gonna be clean. Well, guaranteeing her ass isn't gonna be wiped. So whatever you do, don't go down on her. In fact, let me tell you something. Don't go down on hookers. Do not go down on hookers, okay? All right. They go down on you. You don't go down on them, all right? You could try to get them to go down on each other, but they're probably just going to say no. And that's how you know if a hooker's not going to go down on another hooker, you don't do that either, okay? And where you work, that is a dangerous one too. You think about it, with HR being a pain in the ass, but that's where I met my wife. I met the woman that became my wife, and my pickup line was what? My pickup line was literally, "Hey, what's up? You want to go back to my place to play some Mario?" You hear that? That was the literal freaking line I used. I'm not even. I asked her, "Hey, what's up? You want to go back to my place and play some Mario Kart for Super Nintendo?" What the fuck are we talking about? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't have worked. Should not have worked. That's insane. Be like, that is such a dumb thing to say. But it worked. Why did it work? Because I was confident in the moment. I meant it. I was serious. And I noticed that she was into me. I was into her. Well, actually, let me back it up. I was into her, but the first look she gave me was pretty much eat shit and die. She did not like me in the beginning, but through being around and I guess coercion, I found a way to influence her. Okay, as we do. All right. I mean, that's what you do, man. There's a lot of drugs and alcohol. No, but I am being serious though. If you can do it, you can find someone at work. The problem you run into is if that woman is also very ambitious at work and is career oriented, There's a chance she could flush you. She could sacrifice you, so to speak, for her game. Okay? That could definitely happen. And it'll be bad news for you. You know, there's another thing I want to put out there. Okay? So, people are going to say, but once again, I'm ugly. I'm hideous. I can't do it. I'm balding or whatever. Let's put some things in perspective before we wrap up this dry spell thing. Because it's really easy to get rid of a dry spell. It doesn't make any sense. If someone who is 300 pounds, very sweaty, oily, laughs like a hog, and apparently doesn't bathe, doesn't even wear underwear, has skid marks in his pants. If someone like him can get laid several times continuously, just pump a dump, and even have kids and not give a F, the important thing to remember there is he got laid. If he doesn't have a dry spell or can get rid of a dry spell, why can't you? Why can't you? But well, here's the thing. If someone like me, once again ugly, can get rid of a dry spell, why can't you? If someone like, I can guarantee you, that Gothic King Cobra guy, you know who Gothic King Cobra is, 100%. If he got on a dating app, on Tinder, and put who he was, honestly looked, and instead of complaining as he does all the freaking time, I guarantee you he would lose his dry spell within a year. Probably within 6 months. Because there would be some girl out there willing to suck Gothic King Cobra's cock just for the YouTube fame. Can you imagine that? I mean, is it possible? I mean, maybe. There's a lot of things that are possible. Gothic King Cobra. I wouldn't test this. I have no way of contacting this guy. I want him actively using a dating app every day in his dry spell. And I guarantee you it will be ended. It will be wet. The pussy juice will be going everywhere. It'd be saturated, okay? Drowning in pussy. Oh, I don't want to say he's a lost cause, guys. I don't believe anyone's a lost cause. I don't want to believe that. I'm an optimist in this thing. You got to seize the moment. You got to be a conqueror, be a conquistador, and that's how you end your dry spell. Okay? Because here's the thing. These girls you talk to, like, okay, but people have this idea that when you talk to a girl, that they're judging how you look. They're really, a lot of them are judging themselves. Like, you may feel you're very socially awkward and don't know really what to say and nervous about the whole thing. They are too. They're nervous, socially awkward, and all that stuff. In fact, I guarantee you a lot of them don't even think they look good or smell good or are good enough or this, that, and the other because they've been rejected or they fear being rejected and all this stuff. So they have all that in their head too. In fact, and that's your problem. Look, I'm talking to you. If you are an incel that's crying about being a virgin, you just need to get that noise out of your head. The doubt, the self-doubt, I can't do it, all that stuff. Just get it out of your head. Don't even worry about it. Just shut it off. Just literally just shut it off and just do it. Just approach your target, your woman, okay, and talk to her. Initiate. But what if I said the wrong thing? It's better than saying nothing. It's better than standing there or sitting there looking at her. You were checking her out, but now you're staring at her like a creeper. You do that, well, and you notice she's looking back at you. She knows, and you're not doing anything. Well, then it creeps her out. Okay? Then she thinks you're going to rape her, and that's no good, guys. You got to initiate. Don't be a creeper. You got to say hi. If you want to take a chance. I mean, you decide what you want to do, man. I support the incels losing their dry spell, and I will help them do it. But like I said in the beginning, the ones that don't give a damn, that realize doing all this stuff for pussy is really kind of a waste of time, they already won. They already won. Now, it could be a massive cope, but they won. Because they realize they don't need to be driven by hormones and emotions, all that stuff. Psh, shit, they probably have more money too. It works for Biden staring like a creeper. All right. That was our dating advice. I hope you learned something here today. I'll see if I do another one next Friday. I don't know. I've been spending more time doing the Rant and Chill channel. That's actually generating money. So that's nice. I know going on YouTube and talking about many ways to seize the day when it comes to interacting with women is definitely not going to help me out, do me any favors on this channel. This channel is pretty much a shit show. But it was cool. I liked it. You guys take it easy and have some fun.